Next item, please.
Item 7.2, interview and consideration of appointment of one member to a new full term from June 1, 2015 through May 31, 2019 on the Planning Commission. Applicants listed in alphabetical order are Neomi Avram, Navneet Nicole, and Louis Lynn.
Okay, as I've done in my past, is have the first applicant, Neomi Avram, remain, and then have the other two leave the room. Why do you want to be back on the planning commission?
Why?
Yeah.
I haven't left yet. Because there's a platform that I have found to be the most pertinent for my background and for my passion. Like we talked tonight, everybody has the passion for the city. And being a planning commissioner has allowed me to make use of that passion through different projects that come before us. Is the opportunity to help the city, is the opportunity to give back to the community. I've written it in the statement, and most of you know that I'm a licensed architect. I have been practicing architecture for decades. Hopefully practice makes it better. And the truth of the matter is that the Planning Commission is so different from what you do, from setting policy, from we just take the zoning, the kind of jurisprudence type of role and apply it to reviewing projects. One of the things that I've learned over and over again, I have had the opportunity to take classes. The California City Leagues puts on the role of planning commission in the form of a conference or sessions. And I have taken the advantage of attending those over the years. The first time I attended was when I was first appointed. And I thought that I knew how the Planning Commission functioned because I had presented many projects before the Planning Commission. And in my head, I had this thought that, I'm the architect. I know what the project, should look like. How come these people are telling me what the project should look like? Only to have discovered very humbly that being an open, having an open-minded, never made up my mind before I review a project. I studied as though my colleagues do. I'm very fortunate to have sat on the dais next to excellent residents that, some of you, including the mayor and Councilor Broninsky, and the current Planning Commission as well. And over the years, I've learned so much from my fellow residents and residents that come to support a project or to be against the project, and the commissioners. Everybody has a voice and everybody has an opinion. And even when I review a project and read the staff report and I think that I know what the answer should be, coming with an open mind has allowed me to make better decisions, to listen to the public, to listen to my fellow commissioners, and to understand that different backgrounds are of prime importance in the commission during, making decisions. I do have an edge. There is no question about it when it comes to reviewing plans and taking sort of lessons directly from my practice. Has allowed me to understand and read between lines when I see a good site plan, and that doesn't make it always the best. I was listening to the comments today that you received and the emails and so forth. It's a completely different role, as you know. I would be not only pleased, but I pledge to serve the city council in the city for the next term, which happens to be the last possible term that I could serve, with the same passion, with the same diligence, with the same integrity, and love for the city, architecture, urban design. I have a master's in architecture with emphasis in urban design. That's what I study. Though I concentrate my practice in design of buildings. But I'm an avid reader of urban design and city for comforts and history of urban design and how it has evolved over the years. And Foster City is not an exception. We may not have the groves, and we may not have the TODs, the transit-oriented developments that cities along the peninsula corridor have, but we definitely have had our share of involvement, and not a single person can make a huge impact in that. So why do I want to be appointed again? Because I want to serve the city, and my passion has not dwindled. And I like that, and I'm ready to answer any questions that you might have. I realized that this wasn't working, the 2 minutes, so I may have gone way over. Was I supposed to?
Questions? Questions?
Are you going to ask?
Sorry.
Are you going to ask the official Wyckoff question?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I'll do. You know I got to do that. Okay, I know you're familiar with 2.28. Got any problems with it?
No, I don't have problems with principles in general, and I don't have problems with, if that's what you're referring to, principles of design and architecture, or site plan and architecture. No, I don't have problems with the principles. Nor do I have problems with the purposes as well.
Right, okay.
I have gone over them many times.
I'm sure you have. Okay. As you're fully aware, we're a planned community. Do you think phototypical is good or bad for the planned community?
I think that the fact that we have a number of PUDs in the city, planned unit developments, within the planned community, allows for prototypical designs of roofing profiles or windows or parts of a project, because that's how the PUDs were designed. As a city, the city as a whole, I don't think that we can do prototypical. I think that we have the opportunity to explore different options.
Okay, thank you.
But I was prepared for more questions.
Charlie needs to go to. How you doing? Navneet, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes,
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Why don't you tell us why you want to be on the planning commission?
Sure. So I've been a resident in this city for almost about 15 years now. We run several businesses over here. My kids go to, Brewer Elementary. So we surely have a very, shared interest in well-being of the city. That's really the key driving factor. At the same time, the other key driver is, in terms of diversity, and I think that point brought up earlier too, the kind of cultural diversity, the demographic that has changed over a period of time. I think we need to have the similar thing as part of the city administration too. So those are surely, the key drivers that I feel are required in the city. In addition to that, I come from an architectural background. I've studied architecture at school. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been, managing my business for the last several years. So I think I bring the right set of skills to this job.
Question? Okay, Mike, I got two for you. Are you familiar with 2.28?
Um,
Our ordinance.
the ordinance 2.28.
2.28. Was he given? Okay. So you were given it. The 2.28
is it about that, what the planning commission's duties and responsibilities are?
Right.
Okay, so maybe I just don't remember the number of that. Yeah, basically the planning commission is the body that is required to, it's to
Well, my
advise.
question, hold on. If you've read it, my question is, do you have any problems with it?
No.
Okay, but you have read it.
Yes.
Okay. Since we are a planned community, what do you think of prototypical?
What do they think of?
Prototypical.
Prototypical. Basically, if I understand correctly, what that means is that you provide the guided sort of prototypes to different communities so that they don't have to come for every smallest change to the planning commission, and they have something that they can start as a template to.
Okay, well, what do you think of it in our planned community setting?
I think it's very helpful. I've personally taken advantage of it in several of my home projects, and it was very helpful.
Okay. Any other questions? Any? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next one, Louis? Louis, Louise or Louis?
Lewis.
Louis, okay. Why don't you tell us why you were interested in being on the planning commission?
Well, I've been a resident of Foster City for pretty much 36 years. I somehow always end up back here. I'm very passionate about the built environment through my work as a real estate developer and investor. I'd like to see that once things are built, typically they stay there and we have to look at them, that they're as pleasant to everybody as possible. It's definitely come to my attention recently of the public's concern about what development is. I feel that development is inevitable. I just feel it's my to make sure the character of Foster City and what makes it a great place to live is at least kept somewhat. I'd like to use my insights and expertise and background to help Foster City reach its full potential.
Very good. Are you familiar with 2.28 ordinance?
No. I'm sorry. Is that the, yes, I've read it over. I was provided with it. I apologize. Yes.
All right, just want to make sure you did
Yes.
receive it. Do you have any problems with it?
No.
Any difficulties? Okay. Next question is, since we are a planned community, how do you feel about prototypical?
Prototypical.
Prototypical.
Can you define that? How the city council sees that?
Well, I'm asking you, okay, prototypical basically is something that's a prototype that we've already determined to be okay, like the color of a house, a color palette, or roof color palette.
Well, I've lived in Elden Crossing since 1985. There are definitely strict rules, so I believe I am okay with that.
Do you think it's good in our environment?
Well, I know in cities like Houston where there's no zoning requirements, I think in general it's good to maintain a certain look and feel of an environment. That's what people are paying into.
Okay, good. Any questions? No? All right, well, what I'd like to do is, having hear from all three, I'd like to nominate Neomi Avram for her final time as being a planning commissioner. I have a motion, well, recommendation. Any other recommendation?
I struggle with the need for an architect on the committee. So all applicants shall be over the age of 18 years. I think we've got that covered with all three. One of whom should, if practical, be a licensed architect. Should? Say should, that's what it says. So because I've had a lot of conversations with residents and actually former city councilmen. So that should is not a mandate. But I'm ready for a vote.
Okay, all those in favor of Neomi Avram, say aye.
Aye.